All right, welcome back to Eyes Open Media. I wasn't going to be doing a video tonight, but I did see this from Ray Lewis, and I did see it yesterday. He was on the show with Undisputed with Shannon Sharp and who's the other guy over there that be always a LeBron hater? Forgot his name. He used to be on ESPN. Anyways, this doesn't matter. Anyways, so Ray Lewis says he's 100% against racial injustice, but still doesn't agree with Colin Kaepernick's method of protest. Okay, once again, not talking about the issue. He's talking about taking the knee. Right. So here's another black man that has that used to be really used to uplift people and do the right thing, and then all of a sudden he changed. Ray Lewis has completely changed, we know why, because he's taking Zionist money. And when you take Zionist money, you can't have the same perspectives as you used to have. They don't allow it. When you take Jew money, Zionist money, Hollywood money, you can't you can't speak the same way, and that's what's going on with Ray Lewis. That's what's going on with Michael Vick and all these other people that are saying these things about Colin Kaepernick, is because they want to either rise up like Michael Vick did, and he got rewarded for saying that. He's going to be a part of the Chiefs organization now. They brought him in out as soon as that as soon as Michael Vick said those things about Colin Kaepernick. Oh, the Kansas City Chiefs said, "Hey, come on in, coon. Okay, you're cooning out there. Come on in. We see you." He told if you didn't see Michael Vick on Undisputed, he told Colin Kaepernick he needs to cut his hair, okay, and act more like a normal person and stuff like that. I mean, it was just, and then of course he saw the backlash of it, and then he said he apologized and stuff like that after the fact. But he made it known on the Zionist media. So guess what? They rewarded him to come on into the Chiefs and become a chief coach of the Chief as an intern coach, and then you can work your way up to one of maybe a sideline coach or a quarterback coach or something like that. Get your foot wet in the door, and so they rewarded him. So a lot of times when you see people cooning and saying things they're just head scratcher, especially for those that are colored and black, and you can just scratch your head and say, why would you say something like that? They get rewarded for that, okay? And Ray Lewis is another one who's been rewarded for saying a lot of stupid stuff in the last couple of years since he's retired. And of course, he's wearing the black and white, as you know. These people are so sold out for Hollywood and to the elitists. They'll wear the black and white duality colors, and they'll go on television and say stupid stuff. And he made it known on his Twitter. We are in the Brotherhood. And when I saw that, I already knew what that meant. A lot of people don't know what that means. A lot of people are gonna think it's the Brotherhood of the NFL. It could be. It could be half of that could be the Brotherhood of the NFL, but the other half is the Brotherhood. Okay. And don't I'm not gonna get into that. Those that know about the secret societies and the elitists, they call themselves the Brotherhood. Okay, so and many of these athletes are part of that Brotherhood because they're in the NFL and they have to do rituals and they have to sign these contracts that make them have to do rituals, and so that's why it's a Brotherhood. They call it the Brotherhood. Okay, so going forward from there. Ray Lewis is talking about how he doesn't want Kaepernick to be so public about his activism, okay, and he wants him to tone it down, in public and just focus on playing football because being a slave to the NFL is what you're supposed to be, Kaepernick. Like he's talking about how Kaepernick needs to just go out there and perform, perform for the owners out there, you know what I mean, that don't care nothing about you, that won't care if you break your leg or God forbid die on the football field. They wouldn't care. They will just bring the next guy on, right? So Ray Lewis is saying, get out there and perform. This guy Kaepernick played against Ray Lewis in the Super Bowl just a couple years ago. So you know what I mean. And of course, the NFL looks like to me personally, it looked like the NFL rigged that Super Bowl for Ray Lewis to win that Super Bowl. That's one of the reasons why when Ray Lewis announced his retirement going into the playoffs. I had to adjust my pick on who was going to win the Super Bowl, and I picked the Baltimore Ravens. I don't know if some of you guys remember my old Facebook, and some of you guys that used to work with me, as a military contractor, that are on this channel. You guys remember that year drastically because I had to when Ray Lewis made that announcement that he was retiring before the Super Bowl. Or I think it was either before the Super Bowl or after the first week of the playoffs when they won their first game. It was either the first week of the playoffs in the wild card or right before the Super Bowl. I mean, right before the playoffs started. He announced his retirement that he was going to be his last year. I had to adjust my pick. I had to scratch everything because of Ray Lewis. And I picked the Baltimore Ravens to win the Super Bowl over my 49ers. I'm a diehard 49er fan, right? So I had to switch everything because I already know the codes. I already know he did that for a reason. I already knew it. As soon as Ray Lewis said those words, I told everybody at my job, at the military contract, and I told people on Facebook, the Baltimore Ravens are now going to win the Super Bowl because it is now coded that for him to win because he made that announcement, and it was a coded announcement at the right time, and so people said, "Oh, interesting." And as you guys saw the Super Bowl, Baltimore Ravens won the Super Bowl, and I think the lights went out. Beyonce performed. They had the lights go out. The 49ers made a historic comeback, but they couldn't win at the end when Kaepernick threw the ball a couple of times to Crabtree, and he couldn't get it done in the end zone. So it was coded for Ravens to win the Super Bowl once he made that announcement, and I had to adjust everything. But since after he retired, he's been on the coon train, making some outrageous statements in the media, just sucking up to the Zionist Hollywood media, so he could continue to work. And you can see he went from he was on ESPN, and then I guess he got fired from ESPN, and then they picked him up over there at Fox. And maybe if he gets fired from Fox, he'll go to the NFL Network, or something. I don't know. But somebody here says Biscotti, I don't know, I think that's maybe the owner, says that he spoke to Ray Lewis about it this morning. I don't know who Biscotti is or whatever the name is. He says Cap has made assurance that there will be no protest during anthem. So I don't know. I don't think Biscotti is the owner. Let me see. Biscotti made it clear that he supports the 29-year-old athlete right to protest, but didn't like the way he did it. So sounds like Biscotti, or however you say this guy's name, is the owner. That could be the owner. I don't know. And so Kaepernick is telling the owner of the Baltimore Ravens that he's not going to protest. If they sign him, he won't be protesting. He's already made it clear that he's not going to be protesting anymore. And because he's already he did what he did what he was supposed to do. He came in there, he took a knee and everything like that for political injustice, oppression, for not just colored people and black people and illegal or immigrants and stuff like that, but for everybody, right? It wasn't really a black thing, or a colored thing. It was for anybody that's being oppressed. But so many people, saw it as, oh, he's taking a knee for black people, so you know what I mean. But he said he's taking a knee for everybody, everybody that's oppressed. Right. So if you're being oppressed and you're, in that situation, then you should not be, I don't know why you're angry at Kaepernick, because most of America is oppressed. Most of America go to work, and they work, 50, 60, 70, 80 hours a week to make ends meet. And you're working as a slave for somebody else to get rich. And you're being, that's oppression. Because if you go, you got places in the third world countries where they don't work, they barely work. They work like 20 hours a week or less, and they make, they relax. They don't have the same money as you, but they're not in the same position as you either. You're stressed out from working, and then you come home, you got 3 kids, and you got a husband and all these things to take care of, and all the bills are piling up, right? And so you got people who work twice as less than us in America, and they relax and they're chilling. Like they're grateful for what they have. And America's the complete difference. So you're oppressed in that way, but a lot of people don't see it that way. Oh, I'm working, blah, blah, blah. I'm not oppressed. Okay. So they just thought it's a black thing, okay, or it's a colored thing. It's a illegal immigrants or immigrant thing. And so they took a big stance of that and say, how dare he take a knee on the American flag, and and the anthem for oppression. But now let's see this: if Kaepernick had took a knee and said it was for women's rights or cancer awareness, oh, it would have been a whole different story, wouldn't it? Kaepernick would have been viewed as a hero. You see how things change? So because he took a knee for colored immigrants and black people, he became a villain to the I guess you can just say Caucasian people who spend a lot of money on the NFL and don't want to see somebody take a knee for colored immigrants and black people. Okay, but if he had taken a knee and said, "No, I'm doing this for women's rights and I'm doing this for cancer awareness or some type of disease that is hard to cure," everybody would have been okay with that. You see what I'm saying? So he would have been called a hero, and many people would have joined him and take a knee for that cause, or for women's rights, or for breast cancer awareness. But because he did it for immigrants and minorities and colored people, they had a big problem with that. And so Ray Lewis is telling them, you can do your activism, and all this good stuff you're doing. I stand by you, but keep it down. Keep it down and go play, and shut up and go play ball, and let your performance speak for itself. That's a slave mentality. You're telling somebody to go back to the plant, go back onto the plantation, and let your game do the speaking for him. But yet all analysts on ESPN and Fox and all coaches in the NFL say that Kaepernick is ranked about the 27th to 26th best quarterback in the league. Well, guess what? That is a starting position in the NFL, right? Because the NFL has at least 30 teams, right? I think. So something like that, right? So you're telling a guy that should be a starter in the NFL to let his game do the speaking. Well, he did. His game has done the speaking, right, for him. So, and everybody's saying he should be either a starter or a very high paid backup quarterback. And so he doesn't need to have his game do the speaking for him. He already has the game. He's a top 30 quarterback in the world, and right now, and he's only 29 years old. So he should be on a team. And it looks like the Baltimore Ravens are going to sign him, or looks like they're going to sign him. I don't know if they have or not or whatever, because I'm not following the NFL like that anymore. I'm only following what Ray Lewis is cooning out here and saying about Kaepernick and all these other people that he's been saying a lot of crazy stuff about lately. And I'm seeing a pattern for Ray Lewis, so I wanted to make it aware. And Shannon Sharp definitely had Kaepernick's back and saying that, look, man, it's not about Kaepernick taking a knee. It's about what he took a knee for, which is, police brutality, oppression on minorities, immigrants, colored people, and stuff like that. We have to look at what he's taking the knee for and not look at his performance and all the other stuff, because he's already good enough to be a starting quarterback in the NFL, according to all of the scouts, all of the coaches out there say that Kaepernick's about the top 30 quarterback in the NFL. So that's not a discussion. But Ray Lewis wanted to make it a discussion and say, just go perform, go perform for the old men owners out there that and go perform for them. Go back on the plantation and perform for them. You know what I mean? And so I just thought it was ridiculous. So it says here that let me see here. Now remember, Ray Lewis, he got convicted of it says an additional 2000. Wait a minute, where's Ray Lewis's stuff? Because I know Ray Lewis got convicted of some type of murder or something like that, and I think he took a plea deal. I can't remember where it was at, but I remember that yeah, Lewis once was charged with murder. So the guy who was charged with murder is telling Kaepernick, to calm things down, but Kaepernick hasn't done anything illegal. It wasn't illegal to take a knee for the anthem in the NFL last year. I don't even think it's still. I don't even think it's illegal this year coming up. So Kaepernick didn't even do anything illegal, but yet Michael Vick was committed of killing dogs, and and Ray Lewis was committed of was charged with murder. And of course, he took a plea deal for misdemeanor of obstruction of justice. So two guys that the Zionist media propped up on Fox News to talk against Kaepernick had committed severe crimes, and Kaepernick hasn't committed a crime. But yeah, they want to look at him like because he took a knee for the national anthem that he committed a crime. But yet in the NFL books, it's not illegal to take a knee for the or it's not a crime against the NFL to take a knee against the anthem. But yet they want to brainwash people to make it seem like Colin Kaepernick, committed a crime by taking a knee for the national anthem. And so they bring these two coons, Michael Vick and Ray Lewis, to convince people that Kaepernick is a really bad, evil person because he took a knee for the national anthem, like for oppressed people, And so it's ridiculous, and they're going to continue to prop up these Negro coons, as we call them, and I'm pretty sure more are going to come to Fox. And shout out to Shannon Sharp because he doesn't play that, and he didn't play that with Ray Lewis either. He went at Ray Lewis and he said, "Nah, bro, you look, we're not talking about him playing or taking a knee. We talking about what he was standing for and things of that nature for the oppressed people and for things like that. That's what we need to be paying attention to, the police brutality that continues right now as we speak. Even when Kaepernick did all that, we still are seeing police kill people. They're killing Caucasians, they're killing women, they're killing children, they're killing blacks, they're killing Mexicans, they're killing Cubans, they're killing Haitians. At traffic, just routine traffic stops, we're still seeing police kill kill at will. So this thing hasn't. So instead of talking about somebody taking a knee and all this stupid stuff about playing on the plantation of the NFL slavery, we have an issue here with police killing people at will. Didn't you just see the news just a couple of days ago when the police shot up an 80-year-old woman? An 80-year-old woman getting shot up by the police? Are you kidding me? I think she had a bat in her hand and they just shot her up. like you go back to the 90s or even the early 2000s, if an 80-year-old woman had a bat in her hand, the police would never even think about shooting her. They would just calm her down and take the bat out of her hand or come up to her, rush her, grab the bat, take it out of her hand, and then calm her down. And a lot of times they won't even handcuff an 80-year-old woman because they have so much respect back then for people at that age, senior citizens. Now, a 80-year-old with a bat in her hand, they shooting her up 15 shots to an 80-year-old with a bat in her hand. And these cops are 20, 30, 40 years old. They could come up to the woman easily and take that bat out of her hand. What's an 80-year-old woman going to do with a bat? And this is what we're talking about here. But of course, Ray Lewis doesn't want to talk about none of that is going on in society. He wants to talk about Colin Kaepernick getting his butt back on the field and playing for Massa, or yes, Massa, okay, and playing on a slave plantation instead of doing his work for activism and making sure that the police straighten up and people in the poor neighborhoods and be people that are being oppressed in America get to come out of that oppression. So Ray Lewis, once again, I hope Charlemagne gives you the donkey of the day. I mean, you have been donkey of the day several times, and in the past 2 years, and I think Charlemagne's going to give you another donkey of the day. And so so that's all I have. I saw it and I said, you know what, I need to speak on this because Ray Lewis is you can tell when somebody has crossed over. He's sold out. He's wearing the black and white. He's he's taking the Jew Zionist Jew money, and he's speaking out against people that are actually trying to do good in society. He's speaking against it for a reason, because he gets paid to do that, and they tell him to do that. Go ahead and attack him. We'll give you $20,000 on this episode if you attack Colin Kaepernick. That's how they do things over there. And Ray Lewis, get out of here with that brotherhood, brother. Because I know it's not the brotherhood of the NFL you're talking about. You're talking about a different brotherhood. You're talking about the secret society brotherhood, and we ain't for that over here, brother. So get that out of here. Eyes open. Bye.